Hey everyone, welcome to the Reddit branch. Today we have interesting stories from Reddit that I would love to hear your opinion about. So feel free to let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for content like this every day. First story, am I the a-hole for accepting financial help from my dad after he cut off my greedy brothers? I, 31 female, have two selfish brothers, ages 36 and 34, who do not communicate with me. I was never close to the oldest but used to be close to the second oldest until he traded his blood family for one he married into, and he's now divorced with two sons. My brothers have a despicable habit of only calling our dad or grandma, dad's mom, for money. They're both financially stable for the most part as they both work, and my second oldest brother even co-owns two small businesses. I myself may not have all the things one expects someone my age to have, but I'm getting by just fine without having to ask anyone for money. I have the best paying job I have ever had and I enjoy it. Cook and help around the house to earn my keep and can get myself places without having a personal vehicle. Dad texted the three of us calling out my brothers for only calling him or grandma with their hands out. Never called to say thank you, and worse, never called just to say hello. They didn't even call on Thanksgiving or Christmas last year. He pointed out how I call him and grandma from time to time, never asking for money but always helping me if I need it. Said how his funds are seriously depleted because of helping them and that they need to get their life together. He said he texted this so that they could look at the messages if they even think of asking for money again. My brothers tried to deflect rather than reflect on the truth bomb that just dropped on them. That said, I have a stable enough income and savings now where I feel like I'm financially ready to have my own car. A couple days ago, I browsed online for used cars and brought it up to my dad to get his perspective on what I felt suited me. He's been pushing me gently to get one and was thrilled to see I have been proactive. Before I could say anything else, he told me to pick which one I wanted and would help foot the cost. I told him I would put him what I could and would let him know. I called grandma about it and she's proud of me, but then she told my brothers, who are now furious at me not having anything and how I'm neglecting dad and grandma now. First of all, I didn't ask grandma for anything but news on her health. She's recovering from a cold. Secondly, dad helped them buy with their first cars, something I have never had, and offered to help me. He even got on them for lashing at me and said she has proven she can hold her own without much help and shows gratitude, which is more than I can say about you boys. I know I shouldn't, but I started feeling guilty. This will be my first car and I wanted my dad to be part of this milestone, even if he's paying for it. But I'm putting up any money I can so he's not coming completely out of pocket. Am I the a-hole for accepting my dad's financial help after he cut my brothers off? People replied in the comments with, "You're not the a-hole. You did not ask, he offered." That's a clearly delineated behavior from the brothers. You are a part of the family, they only come around when they want something. Listen to your father, he speaks the truth. You have proven to hold your own. You do show gratitude, you don't call just to ask for money, but most of all, you actually care for your parents. Your brothers are spoiled leeches who take money they don't even need, so don't even let them get to you. You're not the a-hole. Just ask yourself whose opinion you value more, your dad's or your rude brothers. Pretty much not the latter. So why even give them space in your head? You're not the a-hole. He offered, you accepted. Parents, anyone, are allowed to offer financial support if they can and choose to do so. The fact that your brothers are angry has nothing to do with them. The fact that they got help the first time they bought a car seems to me that it would be fair if you received help too. Though at the age of 31 I don't think he has to, but if he offers then it's okay. Honestly, it's your dad's money, and if you aren't demanding or even asking for it, then I don't see anything wrong with you accepting a financial gift. Next story, am I the a-hole for not letting my sister come to my wedding? Being only 1 year apart, I, 25 female, have always had a pretty good relationship with my sister. I met a guy named Jay, not the real name, 4 years ago. We have instantly connected, started dating quickly, he's an amazing person and I couldn't be happier. He's Korean, born there and moved in this country when he was a child. My parents had no problem with it, but my sister started making jokes every time he was around, joking about him eating dogs, being made out of rice, and pretty much all that racist stuff. I have tried telling her that this was racism and not acceptable, but she's always saying that this is just a joke, and I was terrible for calling her a racist. Jay always told me not to get mad or yell because he didn't want to cause any problems, so I didn't, but at the same time I'm always angry whenever that happens. Anyways, we have announced our engagement lately and we're getting married next month. My family was very happy for me and his family too. Now my sister is supposed to be my bridesmaid, but the more the wedding approaches, the more comments my fiancé is getting. Lately, she's been telling us how worried she was that the ceremony is going to be a chaotic freak show and we're going to catch COVID-19 because of his family coming. Also, I have learned that she told Jay to try to get his eye bigger for the pictures. And she even told me I could always change my mind and marry a real guy. Last night, I talked to Jay and asked him about his feelings. He confessed that obviously he was getting tired of the racist comments. It was my cue to act, as I was also getting more and more upset and also frustrated to watch him get insulted without doing anything. So I called my sister and told her that the only way she was coming to the wedding was when she stops her racist comments and apologizes to my fiancé. She refused and acted as if I was the one at fault here, yelling at her like that even though she was only joking. I was very tired and told her I'm not inviting her anymore until she changes. Now her and my parents are mad at me for doing that, saying I'm overreacting and shouldn't ban my sister from such an important event. But I'm sick of that and not changing my decision. But Jay told me I shouldn't do that, as it's a bit harsh and would pain my sister. He said it would be mean, so now I'm conflicted. Am I in the wrong here? People replied in the comments with, if you do not stand up for your husband now, then when? When the comments about your children start? Will it be okay to joke about your children's heritage? No, of course it won't be. If your sister cannot stop her racist comments, then she has no place in the most important day of your life. And to be clear, you have not banned her from your wedding, you give her a choice that she was to be respectful or she was not to be there. She has told you that she will not be respectful, therefore she has chosen to not attend. You're not in the wrong. I probably wouldn't invite my parents either. This isn't a situation of your sister not knowing she's making insensitive comments. She's a racist. I have a sister you didn't invite to my wedding too and I have no regrets. You did say she could attend if she apologizes. Sounds reasonable. Next story. Am I the a-hole for taking these seats at the airport gate? My dad and I were at the gate with food, waiting to board our flight, while all of the seats are taken. There is 4 seats with bags in front of them that haven't been occupied in about 10 minutes. We figured that it's silly to reserve seats in an airport like that for that long of a time window, so we just sat down in them anyways so we could eat our food. A couple minutes later, 2 parents and kids came over and asked us to get up, saying that's why the bags were there. My dad made a comment along the lines of, I mean, you guys were gone for a pretty long time. Then the dad goes, no, take the seats, stay. My dad goes, no, we're more than happy to go somewhere else. But the guy goes, no, I insist, stay, with a condescending tone. I look at my dad and start laughing after the ordeal is over, and the guy, who's a couple feet away at this point, goes, yup, I'm the idiot. And I wanted to stick up for my dad, so I was just like, yup. Then the mom comes over and starts going off about how we're jerks for taking seats that are being reserved with bags in front of them. And then I looked her in the eyes and said, you're not the only people in this airport. I might have dropped an F-bomb in between these words. Now I'm definitely an a-hole for dropping an F-bomb at the mom in front of her kids, who were elementary school age, but it wasn't even on my mind that there were kids around. The look in her eyes after I said that was something to behold. She was angry. She gets in my face and goes, you better shut your mouth talking to me like that in front of my kids. My husband will knock you out. And that's when it ends. I apologized for swearing in front of her kids, and my dad and I both acknowledged that I was in the wrong there, but holy crap, that family looked like they wanted our heads on sticks. I'm the a-hole for the F-bomb thing, but with the airport seat dispute, am I the a-hole? Edit. If this means anything, I'm 19, my dad is in his 50s, and the parents were probably in their late 30s. People replied in the comments with, I'm going with you're not the a-hole because you were not supposed to leave luggage unattended. Next time, report unattended luggage to one of the gate attendants and they can move it. So when the people come back, you can all be the airport employees took away some unattended bags and went in that direction. They go after the bags and they are not in your atmosphere anymore. No arguing, and my favorite kind of passive-aggressive. Everyone sucks. To leave your entire family's bag on unattended chairs for over 10 minutes is so stupid, and to feel entitled to drag your things over seats you know you won't use for 10 to 15 minutes to reserve them at an airport is even more stupid. That being said, it is a universally understood thing people do at the airport. Usually, you leave one party member to guard the seats, and to move someone's bags and personal stuff to sit down and eat is just as entitled as the family who reserved it. You say they have been left there a long time. Were you actually looking for every other available seat for over 10 minutes? Are you sure the timeline is like you said? Or is it more likely that you looked around, saw nothing, some time passed, and these seats were still empty and reserved? This concludes all the stories we have for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to share your opinions in the comment section down below. Until next time.